Hello YouTubers, this is the Noobifier and welcome to a newly updated rundown of the current assault and boarding craft within the universe of Star Citizen. This information took a chunk of time to piece together into a no bullshit format. If you enjoyed it and got something out of it, please consider linking it over to a friend or org mate. Let's begin. Technically, you don't even need a craft to perform boarding. Players still leave their ships unlocked. In the future, hand tools like the Greycat multi-tool and the new hacking devices will also likely make short work of doors and ports. Today we're talking about craft that are specifically designed for, or very well suited for, boarding and assault operations. This subclass of ship will not only let you carry troops, but will also deliver them into FPS combat. Be that ship to station, ship to installation, or ship to planet. It makes sense then to first identify some categories of craft, to figure out what qualities they have to make them better suited than others. The current common types in Star Citizen are gunship and dropship. We also have some modular ships with planned troop delivery modules, and there's some general ships with potential for basic boarding on a budget. So, a dropship is designed as a weaponized troop transporter, and a gunship is described as a fighting ship that can carry troops. This sounds similar, but mission type and mission focus aren't the same. The dropship's main role is to deliver troops into battle with protection and intimate support. Because of that, they'll usually have a safe way to get the troops on and off, protected by a rear ramp. Gunships, on the other hand, are about blowing stuff up with dudes in the back to pick up the pieces. Because of this, the perfect composite fleet might be gunships escorting dropships. The gunships go in, clear out the obstacles and immediate threats. The dropships then deploy under the protection of the loitering gunships, which are tasked with intimate support. Here are 4 ships in that class: the Redeemer, the Hoplite, the Prowler, and the Valkyrie. The Redeemer's going through a bit of an identity crisis right now. It's the one ship that we actually know the least about. It's still listed as a gunship, and it was the winner of a contest designed to find the next great starship. It's a relic from before when we had manufacturer style guides, and although it was used in 2014's demo, and it was hangar ready, not much else has been done to it since. It's a 2-story ship with crew quarters, a ramp, crew seats, and turrets. It was slated to carry 6 Marines into battle, plus the crew of 2, and of course the pilot. This ship's layout meant it had a ton of wasted space to accommodate the kitchen, with almost no room for cargo, bad visibility, exposed turrets, and a blimp-sized cross-section. It doesn't conform to the current design language for Aegis, and is slated for a complete redesign in the future with no actual known date. If you own one, should you keep it? I guess this is going to depend if you believe it'll become better. Normally, ships in redesign end up being the gems, so who knows? The Hoplite. This ship is derived from the long-range heavy fighter Vanguard series. It was recently confirmed to be modular. This ship is a very capable heavy fighter with good protection and the majority of its weapon systems at the pilot's command. The turret will be retractable in the later patch, the interior is fully reworked and optimized with weapons racks, and a bulkhead between the crew and the ramp. This ship is actually totally effective solo piloted. Because of that, I can see it being perfect for small orgs to perform small missions with the top cover they need. The frame isn't intended to support the deployment of vehicles, but as an extra bonus, we were told that the central module can be swapped with the other Vanguards. CIG, please continue the trend of adding small cargo capacities for mixed mission ships. You did it for the Valkyrie, please do it for the Hoplite. The Prowler is an alien-inspired dropship with stealth and stealth boarding at the core of its design. Its concept was super pricey, likely to keep it rare, and it's planned to be released before the end of this year. The ship has a high skill payoff, and that quality could be its most limiting one. It's designed from the ground up as a pure stealth boarding craft, which reduces its multi-role appeal. You'll likely fly Valkyrie frequently. You'll likely only take out the Prowler when you have a beef to settle. It's planned to be a quick and agile dropship with very good weapons. Its wings were said to offer cover when landed as they fold up, and its ramp was designed with protection in mind. The org that I'm a member of, Enemy Contact, is a PMC with security and bounty in mind. Even though this ship could be very useful for some missions, in my opinion, its pure linear gameplay makes it somehow less appealing than the Hoplite or the Valkyrie. I only see it well suited for any situation where surprise and misdirection is key. Low numbers of skilled troops on a secret no-fail mission. The Valkyrie is the newest troop carrier, and it released direct-to-flight ready. It dwarfs the Hoplite in all aspects, including size, protection, presence, and functionality. The majority of its firepower comes from wing-mounted remote turrets that are augmented by door-mounted crew-serve weapons. It's much more multi-purpose than the Hoplite for mixed mission types. However, the Hoplite can still function as a heavy fighter, providing its own escort, whereas the Valkyrie can't. The Valkyrie is designed to carry a Cyclone-class scout and smaller. It can also carry a single stack of cargo totaling 30 SCU. Some have called it a super cutlass because they plan to run basic cargo missions with it, but capitalize on its extra armor, shields, and weapons. Moving on, we had 2 ships with proposed modules for delivering troops, the Retaliator and the Genesis Starliner. The Retaliator is a military heavy bomber, and it was sold on concept with modules to carry troops. It's a neat idea because you could end up with a wider range of gameplay types. This configuration was intended to carry 12 troops and place them directly into battle. The module replaces one torpedo bay with a ready room that includes seats, gun racks, and a Titan suit charging node. I'm on the fence about this idea. The craft has no pilot-fired weapons and relies on its many smaller turrets for protection. The turret crew overhead to deploy 12 troops is costly, and the ship is possibly a sitting duck while sitting on the ground. There were only some basic concept sketches showing no clear idea on how the troops would actually exit. The Genesis Starliner was sold on concept with some proposed variants and modularity. One of the plans was military transport. Some citizens on the forums immediately assumed dropship, but it's more like a C-17. I mention this only to squash any misconception that it might become an effective dropship. It has specific modules planned to move and house troops, barracks, weapon vaults, and other military-centric functions. Dropping this massive ship into a war zone is just too risky. The number of troops leaving the ships would burn time and increase the risk. It's a way to move soldiers to and from a theater of war, rather than a way to deliver them directly into combat. I want to close out by rounding out some 2 other candidates, the Cutlass Black and the Freelancer. Both would make great budget troop movers, but with limited protection. The Cutty has side doors, ramps, and weapons that would seem to suit the role very well. I also like these ships because they're common in the verse. Seeing one wouldn't automatically imply an assault like the Prowler or the Redeemer. And that's it. For me, it comes down to the Hoplite or the Valkyrie. I do love the multi-role nature of the Valkyrie, and I love the small self-escort mission types that the Hoplite offers. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. If you enjoy the channel's no bullshit approach, please share a link with a friend or org mate. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.